Hey there, Start here. So we have officially reached the end of our Tour of Destruction with Wondrous Flash Lightning. This is the final Purgatory or Grace Trial, the Grace of Wind. Theoretically we should be getting 4 more of these for the remaining 4 elements, but who knows if we'll ever see that. If you haven't done the player survey yet, by the way, go out and do that and tell Gumi I know a lot of these trials are from the alum side, but I'm sure this survey information is being shared amongst, all of the FFBE developers. Tell them to please get on these trials and this new content, because if they want the game to grow and they want the game to continue to do well, they need to put out content like this. They need to finish what they started, put out trials like the Grace trials, finish those up, make sure they stay on top of the hidden chamber of arms, reboot or restart the chamber of the vengeful. Those are the types of things that keep players playing and want to keep playing and keep investing in the game. And if they're not going to do that, then players are not going to invest in the game. Anyways, mild soapbox there. Let's just go ahead and get into this trial. Same missions as all before. We're going to do this well less than 25 turns, even less than 20. Get your 3,000 lapis. I'm just going to grab a dog here. I'm really just looking for any lightning unit that friend unit that has Bahamut Esper equipped. Also, if you can find one that has Odin Esper equipped, then they'll be maxed out on dragon killers. These are all dragons, but Bahamut works just fine, so I know they have at least 250% dragon killer in their kit. So here's the team that we're taking. This one should look quite different from the last few teams. Locke is still there because Locke is still indispensable. Incredibly great breaker there. He even has a perfect dispel in his kit, which we will use on the final wave boss. I've decided I'm really excited that I get to bring Maeve to a trial. I haven't used Maeve in forever, and she was one of my favorite units. Seriously, loved her when she came out, and then was so sad when she basically just got power crept immediately. But yeah, I'm very excited that she finally gets to come back and do a trial again. She's great for this one because she's got some support skills in her kit that are really vital. She has dragon mitigations for herself, and and so she's basically just going to cover all the magic damage for us, which is really helpful. Lightning, of course, the DPS. I am bringing Malphase because I realized I haven't actually done a clear of this trial with Malphase yet. When I first did it, I used Elena and 2B because I think Malphase hadn't actually come out yet when this trial first dropped, so I used Elena and 2B. And then Malphase came out later, but I never went back and did a clear with Malphase, so I figured this one will count as a clear with Malphase as well. You don't have to have Malphase. I'm using her mostly just as a wind support unit to provide the wind imbue and the wind imperil, the imperil field. You don't absolutely need her. When I did the trial the first time, I used Ingus, and Ingus is really great because he can do the imperils, breaks, imperil field, and he can imbue the party, so he works out pretty well there in Malphase's place. But Malphase's great, so let's bring her. We've got Roberta, of course, for the dragon killers, also for just some general support. She's got a lot of great support skills in her kit that we are going to be utilizing for this trial. So I'll show you the gear real quick. Nothing too fancy. So this is basically the same build that I've had with Locke for all these trials. Safety bit is not required. There is no death on this one. He's just an evade provoke unit. And let's see. Yeah, nothing else really too fancy going on here. Yeah, that's about it. We will go to his brave shift in the on the final wave, but he doesn't need to be built for anything in his brave shift, so that's fine. All right, we'll just do it for 1, maybe 2 turns for his perfect dispel, which is on, which one is it? Oh yeah, it looks like he can use this 3 times, and it does a perfect dispel on the enemy. So we'll use that to dispel the boss's mighty guard, because this one actually puts up a dispellable mighty guard, unlike the other ones. All right, And yeah, that's all he needs. Just make sure you've crowned his Force Hunt for the 90% defense break. That's really all he's doing here. All right, so Maeve, we don't care about her normal form. She's going to spend the whole time in Brave Shift, where she is going to be our magic tank. Basically, what you want from her is you want 400% lightning and light resist. And, you know, at first I thought, oh man, that's going to be kind of hard to achieve, but it's actually not too bad. You know, Spring Basket is great. That's Sylvie's STMR, and it does 50% lightning and light on it, which is really nice. I don't think Sylvie's sword, does Sylvie's sword do, yeah, so it also does 30% lightning and 30% light, which is really nice. We've got, I think there's a Crimson Furioso that does 30% light. Knight's Metal is great because it does 30% across the board. You could switch Ash's leg armor for something with resists as well if you wanted to. Like, you could put another Knight's Metal in there if you wanted. And then here in her materia, we just got lots of elemental resist. So like Beach Girls is fantastic because it does 60% lightning and light. Reclaim Serenity is 60% lightning and light. Priest Vengeance, another 60% lightning and light. And then Winged Heart for another 60% lightning. She's got, she's got Alexander Esper, which does 50% light, 25% lightning on it. And then I've got this vision card on it. This one is not required. It's definitely nice because it makes her a fair bit bulkier for some of the non-elemental magic damage, but it's not required. You know, you could put like Power Cut on her or something like that, and then you would just have to put in another Knight's Metal in Ash's leg armor slot, something like that. But yeah, so it actually wasn't that hard to get her to 400% lightning and light, because the bosses will do, the final boss does a 300% imperil to both lightning and light, and then the first boss does a 300% imperil to light. So that's why we have those there, so that just makes sure she takes no elemental damage at all. All right, my lightning, you know, very typical build. So she's got the lightning's close. You know, I went somewhat, you know, reasonably budget on this one, I would think. Magister's Ring for the Chain Cat boost. Dragon Killer to make sure she's capped on Dragon Killers. Best vision card I have for her. Make sure she's got 300% Dragon and LB damage here. Good to go. All right, Brave Shift form. We'll only use her Brave Shift form on the second fight. Because that one is AoE. There are two bosses on the field, so we need her Brave Shift LB in order to kill both of them at the same time. Because if you only kill one, then the other one, like, you know, goes into a rage and it does an undispellable buff, and then it proceeds to like kill your party. So, so it's good to just kill them both at the same time. So we will use that on the second phase. So she does need to be built for killers here. So 300% Dragon, 300% LB damage. Good to go. Pretty much all the same gear here. Yeah, nothing too special. All right. Malphasey, tried to go pretty budget on her gear. You know, you don't have to have an EX3 Malphasey. It's absolutely not required. You know, an EX1 or an EX2 should, I think, work just fine. You know, she's not going to be dealing a tremendous amount of damage in this fight. At least I don't think so. Like, nothing that I think would make or break whether or not the fight happens the way that it's going to happen. All right, but you know, she definitely helps. She's a little bit extra damage, never hurts. All right, so if you're bringing her, you might as well build her. So just gave her, you know, Dragon Killers in here to cap that up. Make sure she's got her LB damage capped up. She will use her normal form LB a couple of times during the fight. And yeah, make sure she's capped up on all that. Pretty much exact same build in the Brave Shift form as well. You've even got a missing slot there just because, you know, I didn't want to go all out and EP her, but yep. So she's good to go. All right, so she'll deal a little side damage for us. And then Roberta, you know, this is just kind of gear that's always on her. I didn't gear her for anything specific. You know, she might deal a little damage. I didn't even bother to max out her killers. She's really just here as a support unit. All right. friend unit, let's see how they're built. All right, so fairly similar build to mine. So Magister's Ring for Chain Cat boost, and then yeah, just some materials in there. She's got actually has 300% dragon, so that's good. Only 275 LB damage, but that's fine. We'll make do with that. Oh yeah, she probably got Dragon Killer from this card, didn't she? Nice. Okay, very good. And then in Brave Shift form, same deal, 300% dragon. Yep. Okay, cool deal. And good to go. All right. Looking good, so thanks, A-Dog. Let's get in here and let's see how we murder this final trial. All right, so the first boss puts up undispellable buffs every turn for the first 4 turns. So you basically have to wait around until turn 5, unless you bring a unit like Kaito or something like that. Kaito can, you know, roll back the defense and spirit buff, and then you can basically kill the boss whenever you want. It's not particularly bulky or anything, but we're gonna play the sit it out and wait. We don't really mind waiting until turn 5 to do our burst, and I'll show you how to basically survive until turn 5, because the boss does a couple of things that if you're not prepared for it, could easily wipe your team. All right, first thing, Locke's just gonna go ahead and do what Locke does. Okay, so see the boss has that, if it'll show it to you, boss has the undispellable defense and spirit, puts it up every turn. Okay, we're gonna start by an Eroga, as the crow flies for the Imperil, and then we'll just do double rapid peck. All right, here we'll do Dragon Killers, we'll do Support from the Skies and Mega Breath. And the lightnings they'll just chain. Yeah, we can just chain with each other. That's no big deal. And so Maeve will do effective strategy, natural wall, wild barrier. Okay, that way the team has some magic mitigation. That'll be pretty important because there will be some uncoverable magic damage that the boss is going to do to us. So we want to make sure that we've got that covered. Okay, Maeve can go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and send Malphasy and Roberta. I'll wait until I start seeing some damage there, and then, you know, it's not going to do very much because, you know, the boss has the huge buffs up, but it is what it is. All right, so there's the magic damage, no big deal. We've got the barrier. All right, it barely even ate through our barriers, except for on Locke, but, you know, that's fine. All right, Roberta's going to do her LB for the buffs. We'll just go ahead and get that taken care of. Malphasy on this turn is going to do her normal LB. All right, that way it turns her Brave Shift LB into a tag chain. What I will do is I will have, and I'll actually have the lightnings just go ahead and drop an LB. All right, this is just in case your lightnings aren't quite as strong and you need to do just like a little bit of chip damage or something before you do your burst on turn 5, but it's not really required at all. Yeah, Locke is just going to guard. Maeve is going to practice lure, effective strategy, and this is like super critical because it does the effective strategy is really important because it does the ailment resist for the party, break resistance for the party, and general mitigation for the party. So it's, you know, fairly critical to do that. Okay, and then we don't need to do a natural wall. Actually, what I'm going to do, practice lure, effective strategy, and limitless ferocity for the LB gauge fill and the LB gauge fill rate boost. That's more for Locke because it's nice having his LB available to do the 90% attack and mag breaks whenever you can. All right, so we're going to start the lightnings. Okay. There we go. All right. So a little chip damage there. You're going to see we do a whole heap of overkill on this boss, by the way. So that chip damage really isn't necessary if you don't want to do it. All right, so we have a huge light imperil. Like, everybody on the party has a huge light imperil. Obviously, Maeve doesn't care because she's got 400%. But the problem is the boss is going to do an uncoverable AoE light magic damage attack. So on this turn, it's very important that Roberta does Ignitas's Domain, which is going to remove all those imperils. Okay? That's all she has to do this turn. Literally, that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to have the Friend Lightning just do triple Curaga to make sure the party is all filled up. Maeve is going to use Divine Castle's Protection. That comes from having Alexander Esper equipped, and it does a 70% light buff for the whole party. Okay, so now we've gone from a 300% imperil to a 70% buff. Okay, so we should take very little damage from the light magic attack. And then, yeah, she can just... we're going to do our setup next turn, so we'll just do Rapid Peck. And... yeah, honestly, don't need to do anything here. We'll just guard. Okay, there we go. Locke's got his 90% break. We'll use that. That'll further decrease the damage that we take from the uncoverable magic attack. Okay. Alright, so this is just a setup turn. Alright, we're going to shift. Okay, and then we're going to do Murderous Mob for the Imperial Field, Skilled Scavengers. We'll just do another Inaroga just to make sure we're all imbued, and then Dreams of Flying for the Mag Store. Alright, all we need to do here is just Mega Breath to make sure that we have our our quad cast unlocked for next turn, because all of our killers and everything are still good. Maeve, yeah, she can just do like triple Limitless Ferocity to refill some LB gauge. Locke is going to redo his break next turn, so he can just guard. And these guys, yeah, they'll just do their setup. Okay, Whole World's Against Is How I Live, and then Perilga. Okay, and yeah, should be good. Alright, so the boss will no longer have the buffs up next turn, and we can go ahead and knock it out. Okay, the AoE physicals, which we have the Mirage for. So, all good there. Alright, now we are wide open to kill this thing. 2, 3, 4. Alright, Corvid Crush. Sorry, a lot of traffic right out my window. Hope you guys aren't hearing that. Alright, so... yeah, so we just do the normal LB with our lightnings. So we have all of our buffs in place. Oh, we gotta remember to do the 90% break. Okay, so the boss has no defense and spirit buffs. All of our buffs and perils and everything in place. Good to go. So we just start lightnings, then we start Roberta, wait a few seconds, then we send Malphasi. Alright? Yeah, so I think I think this boss has something like 9 billion HP. I think we're gonna do like, oh my god, 24k. So yeah, obviously like Malphasi's damage is massive, you know, totally unneeded there. Alright, so this one is the AoE fight. Okay, so there are two bosses on the field, obviously. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and shift our lightnings. Okay. And we're going to do the whole world is against us, Elemental Burst, Lightning, and Imperilga on one of them. The other one will do the whole world is against us, how I live is up to me, and Elemental Burst Lightning. Okay, because we need to do Imperilga so that they're both imperiled to lightning. So both of these bosses have 200% resistance to all elements. One of them will do a 145% lightning imperil to itself. They kind of switch back and forth. I believe it's Voa Berga A will have the lightning imperil next turn. And so that one, you know, will be a bit weaker than this one, but we're going to use our elemental burst on this one to make sure we kill both of them, because you do not want to leave one of them alive. And since we can't use lightning on the final phase anyways, because the final boss absorbs lightning, so we might as well go ahead and use our elemental burst on this turn. All right. So we're going to do Dragon Killers, Support from the Skies, and Mega Breath. Although we're actually going to use her LB next turn. So that's not really all that important. Alright, Maeve is just going to do Practice Lure, Effective Strategy, and Natural Wall. Lock on this turn will... I'd actually like to do his 90% break on... I'd like to do his LB on this turn if I can get away with it. We'll see if we can. Alright, so... Malphasi is still in shift form, so we're going to do Eroga. We're going to do Skilled Scavengers, As the Crow Flies, and Dreams of Flying. Alright, I don't think Locke's going to get it, so I'm just going to go ahead and do Force Hunt on this turn. Okay. And yep, Maeve resists all of that, so no damage taken from anybody. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do LB here. LB. 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 Alright, and we'll also go ahead and do Scarlet Wave and triple Gifted Swing. And we're going to target Voa Berga B, because that's the one we want to make sure dies, because that one has the let's see, that one has imperiled itself. Let me just, oh, it's going to show all the imperils. Oh yeah, there's the one turn one. So this is the one that is not imperiled to lightning, so, or it is not as weak to lightning, I should say. So this one put a lightning imperil on itself. So that one has a 145% imperil. This one does not. It only has the 130 imperil that we did using Imperilga. Okay? So this is the one we definitely want to make sure is going to die. This one, he's dead. There's no chance. This is the one that absolutely have to make sure that one dies. All right? So here's the order I'm going to click. I'm going to do the lightnings first, then Malphasi, and then Locke and Maeve, just to make sure everybody falls within the chain. Okay? There we go. Should once again be massive overkill. These guys each have like, I think 6.5 billion HP. So I think we're going to combine to, yeah, like 18 billion. So definitely overkill. All right. Now this guy, this is the one that absorbs lightning. All right, and we are currently stuck in our Brave Shift form, so we can't really use our Brave Shift form's LB. But she does have a non-elemental attack in her Brave Shift form. Okay, so we will use that to our advantage. All right, what we need to do is we need to do, you know, a bit of damage on turn 1 to force the boss to imbue us with lightning on this turn, because it has, what is it, 4 thresholds? It's got one at 99%, one at 75, one at 50, and one at 25. Now, there are no HP locks. It's just if you pass those thresholds, it will then imbue your party with lightning, okay? And so we are going to, we're going to go ahead and push that first, that 99% threshold on this turn. Okay. We'll do Support from the Skies and Mega Breath. All right. Malphasy is now out of her trance, which is fine. All right. We're going to do Ineroga, As the Crow Flies, and double Rapid Peck. So we still have our Wind and Peril field, which is nice that carries over. I'm going to have this lightning do her Bray Shifted LB so that we get a Sword and Peril. Now it's going to heal the boss. That's fine. We're going to do that first before we deal any kind of damage. All right. Maeve is just going to do her usual Practice Lure, Effective Strategy, and Natural Wall. Locke just does his breaks. Okay. And that's what I want to do, right? Just double checking myself. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, we just need to make sure we do like 2% damage here. All right, so I'm going to send this lightning first. You see it's going to heal the boss. Okay. Now our bird is going to go. There you go. And that's plenty. Like we've done way more than we needed to there. So you see the boss has transferred its electric energy onto us. Okay, the boss does like almost exclusively lightning and light elemental damage, and it does 300% imperils to both of those. And so, you know, Maeve should take very, very little damage. I think it has like 1 or 2 non-elemental attacks, and she tanks those just fine thanks to her dragon mitigations. All right, so the boss has put up its version of Mighty Guard. However, its version of Mighty Guard does not is dispellable and does not include general mitigation. So Locke can actually dispel that. So we're going to shift him. And we're going to do looks like a job for a treasure hunter to remove that. It also gets rid of the barrier, which is very nice. Okay. Now, you saw that we just healed the boss. We do have to get rid of that imbue. The nice thing about Roberta, she has Dragon's Blood. It does a dispel to all allies. Now, it dispels everything, so you got to make sure that you do this right. But if you do Dragon's Blood first, then you do the Dragon Killer again, and then you could do, you know, you could do it pretty much anything else that you wanted to here. You know, I'll just do Mystic Breath. All right, just to show that we're not healing the boss anymore. Okay, so now we're going to re-imbue the party with wind using Malphasy. And yeah, we can just do, I guess we could do, yeah, we've got 2 turns on that. So let's just do Ineroga. Actually, we don't really need to do any kind of damage to the boss, do we? No, okay. So yeah, we've got 1 turn left on that. We're going to wait for Malphasy's, Malphasy has 2 turns, so we're going to wait until she can shift again. Actually, we don't really have to do that, do we? No, we don't have to wait. That's interesting, actually. Okay, I'm going to do things a little differently than I did the first time, actually. So I am going to re-imbue everybody, and then I'm going to have her use her normal LB next turn, and we're going to go ahead and do a burst next turn. All right, so we'll do the whole world is against us. Yeah, we'll do the whole world's against us, and how long does Ogre's Shield last? It's only one turn, yeah, forget that. So we're just going to do the whole world is against us. Mine will do whole world is against us, and how I live is up to me to refill LB, and then we'll just do Ogre's Shield, I guess. Alright, Maeve has to re-up all of her cover, practice lure, effective strategy for break resist, ailment resist, natural wall. Okay. And because next turn we're going to shift back to normal with our lightnings, we can do her normal LB. Malphasy can tag chain with her LB, so we should be good. Okay, so we're back to normal. So we are almost certainly going to push, you know, at least one threshold, if not multiples. I'm hoping that this will put the boss down, you know, at least below 50%. It should, I think. I think it should. But anyways, Roberta, all she has to do is her LB here. All right, we'll do Corvid Barrage with Malphasy. Locke, he's going to come back to normal and do Deadly Chase for the 90% attack and mag breaks. And then, yeah, we can just we'll do Limitless Ferocity. Let's just do double Limitless Ferocity and Wild Barrier. Okay, and we'll wait until after everyone's gone so that we're refilling some LBs here. Okay. I mean, I can go ahead and send Locke, that's fine. Alright, so Malphasy. Malphasy's normal LB tag chains, so we don't have to worry about that. So we're just going to cap that chain with our lightnings. So let's see how we do. Nice, nice. All right, looking good. All right, so it is going to imbue our party again because we pushed the threshold, but it only does it once. So it's not like it's not going to do it again next turn and the turn after because we've pushed multiple thresholds. So we've now pushed all of the thresholds, and so that's the last time we'll be imbued with lightning. So Roberta can take care of that for us once again. She'll just do Dragon's Blood to remove that. All right, Dragon Killers, and then I will do Draconic Triune to refill Lightning's LB. Okay. Maeve just has to re-up all of her cover stuff again. Okay. Malphasy is now ready to shift and get ready for her burst. All right, in Iroga, it's not really necessary, but it's good to have. We'll do Murderous Mob to make sure our Imperil Field is still up, Skilled Scavengers, and Fleetwing Flyers. All right, now the nice thing about Roberta's buffs is that they are undispellable, so like you don't have to worry about dispelling her her LB buffs, which is always nice. Locke is going to just hang out because I think he'll need to do his break next turn. His 90% break. So these guys can honestly just hang out. We'll do another Imperilga just to make sure. This one will do How I Live Is Up to Me to refill her LB. And that's all she has to do. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. It's good to go. Locke can just guard. So I think we are good to go there. Oh, shoot. I may have just removed Maeve's cover. All right. Whew. She's at least covering. That's good. I'm not sure what I removed, but it might have been... I'm just glad it wasn't her cover. Meant to send Roberta first. All right, thankfully that was all elemental damage, so didn't have to worry about that at all. Okay, hopefully I didn't accidentally dispel our imbues. Nope, we've got wind element, perfect. All right, and we should still have our killers, right? Everyone's got their killers, yep. Okay, excellent. All right, Corvid Crush. We do have all of our LB buffs and everything still, yep. So those should be still good because we cast that on like turn 2. All right, so Roberta can now chip in with her Mystic Breath. Okay, Lock will do the 90% break again. The boss doesn't have any kind of buffs or anything, so we are good to kill this thing. Yeah, Malphase's LB probably isn't even necessary here. Like I said, she's really just been a support unit. So this is going to be like mega overkill on this one. All right, let's see how we do. I'm just double checking, making sure that I'm... Yep, okay. Chain broke, but who cares? We killed it anyways. 11 billion. I think this one has 20 billion, so we've done I think in total we've done like 6 or 7 billion worth of overkill there. So nicely done, gang. Nicely done. All right. So this one actually wasn't as hard. I thought this one was going to be a little bit more difficult for Lightning, but it honestly didn't turn out to be all that challenging. As long as you've got your bases covered, you should be good to go. All right. So yeah, there the Lightning's definitely taking it. Malphase probably, I would say, most of that damage, you know, probably came from the second fight because it was AoE. So a lot of her damage probably came from that one. But I really don't think Malphase's damage is required to get this one done. She's just kind of like a nice extra chip damage. You see both of the Lightnings there definitely doing enough by themselves to get this one done. So yeah, you know, you can really just use Malphase as your wind imbue and your imperil field and all that jazz. All right, so that's how we got Grace of Wind all taken care of, and that's it. Lightning is done. So there's nothing left for her to do. I guess that's 70,000 lapis well spent. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how far she continues to carry. You know, I do hope I can use her in the upcoming Clash of Wills this week. We'll see how well she does there. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little tour of destruction. Not much else for me to do this week. You know, I've got one more video that I plan to put out either later today or tomorrow, just kind of discussing my plans for the future, sort of an update to my countdown to casual. So be expecting that either later on today or tomorrow. All right, thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.